Welcome to another Sunday WOAY ABC4 Community Forum, where we talk to community leaders and local success stories to discuss important information that affects all of us here in Southern West Virginia. I'm your host, Brandy Lawrence, and today we're joined by another distinguished guest, Vicki Webb, who is the founder and executive director of the Community Transformation Project and the executive director of the Beckley Welcome Center, joins us this morning. Thank you so much for joining us here at the forum.
Glad to be here.
Absolutely, absolutely. So for the people out there that are not familiar with it, what is the Community Transformation Project all about?
Well, we started out, our project was a STEAM initiative. So we were teaching kids how to do robotics on a little kit with a computer. So we started there, started getting water in the basement of the church. So they told me to go up to WVU Tech and talk to the director of the Hive. So I did, and Joe Carlucci, graciously allowed us to have our program in the basement of Tech. So we went from the basement of a church to on campus. So we started our project. We went from 7 to 10 kids to 60 or 70 kids at the college. So we call it Kiddie College. So I used to do tours and help with tours at the Hive. So one day, a gentleman came in. He said, "We have competition robotics that we want to donate," and they were huge robots. So I didn't have anywhere to put it at. So Councilwoman Janine Bullock said, "Well, let's have a meeting in the building at a HUD building on Antonio Avenue." So we went in, and it was just full of stuff. Mm-hmm. So she arranged a meeting with the board, and they allowed us to use that facility so we could put our robotics and start a community program. They only charge us $1 a year, and everybody pays that for me, so I never have to worry about that. And the city of Beckley has helped us tremendously with utilities and things like that. So it was just a place so we could make a difference in our community.
That's wonderful. And you mentioned robotics. So is that really the focus? Is like STEM and things like that?
Yes, STEM. We got to put the arts in there a little bit too. So that's at the time that was our major focus.
Wonderful. And why do you feel that STEM is more important to show kids, especially in East Beckley?
It's just the wave of the future, and I felt like some of our kids didn't have the other opportunities that other schools and things had to be introduced to robotics. So we want to make sure that everybody, no matter what your economic level is, have an opportunity to learn what the next wave of technology is coming.
Awesome. And what was the inspiration, kind of behind doing this, especially right in Beckley, and I'd see that the focus is kind of East Beckley. So where did you see that need?
Well, actually, I'm a graduate of Marshall University. My degree is in recreation, having fun. So I always wanted my own community center. So that was one of them. And plus, you go where there's a need. We started out doing tutoring, after school tutoring, trying to get the students' math and reading skills up. We have a community garden, so some kids had never played in dirt and went out and grew their own vegetables. And we had a salad day, and one of the kids said, "I grew this lettuce I'm eating." And so, things like that we take for granted that other kids might not have an opportunity to participate in certain activities.
Awesome. So you're introducing them to something, kind of new.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
And how do the kids get involved? Do they just, get in contact with you all, or is there an application process? A lot of times, since we're surrounded by 4 or 5 low housing complex, the kids just kind of walk in and get involved. Now we're partnering with the Raleigh County Family Resource Center, and they have paid staff in the building. See, I'm a visionary. I start projects, but I have multiple projects and I have multiple jobs. So my vision for that building was that we would have paid staff in the building. So since we partnered with the Family Resource Center, now they have 4 paid staff. They run programs during the day, Saturdays, and it's been a real blessing just to have that building occupied and being used full time now. And if we want to use it on the evenings or weekends, we do our garden project every Wednesday at 5:30. So it's kind of multi-use, which is great. And I think the more that we partner with different groups, the easier it is for us to accomplish what we need to accomplish. So our thing is we don't really have a lot of money, but you partner with people that have the resources that you need. So you're not really reinventing the wheel. You're actually getting everything that you need to get done by working with each other. Definitely. And it's a great cause. So I can imagine that people are, willing to help out any way they can.
Absolutely.
And, have 60, 70 kids, of course, you're going to need supervision for that. So
that's how we started. We don't have those numbers now. That's when we first started. At Tech. Location is everything.
Definitely.
So we call it Kitty College. So now, initiative at Tech has changed. We don't have that space like we did. So we're just basically focusing, our part is on gardening, and then the Family Resource Center is actually doing the tutoring and the other different programs, which is wonderful.
Definitely. And since this is community forum, I love to, see ways for the community to get involved. So are you all looking for any volunteers?
For the garden group on Wednesday at 5:30, absolutely. Just show up. We don't, all you gotta do is just show up. We actually, weeding, and we've been planting and watering and things like that. So that's basically what I'm doing personally. But the Family Resource Center they do take volunteers. So if you want to go to 200 Antonia Avenue, you see the cars in front of the building, somebody's there, you can go in and see what you can do to be of assistance.
Right, anybody out there trying to get involved, especially if you got a green thumb, give them a call. So we have the, also we were going to talk about the Beckley Welcome Center. Yes. And the things you have going on there. We were talking about the bikes in that initiative. So what's that all about? Well,
originally when the building was sitting there and they were making the decision on what to do, so I had stopped in the mayor's office. I said, well, why can't we do a welcome center with brochures, and since we're on a trail, we can do bike checkouts. So he said that's a good idea. So the team came together and they started renovating the building, and then of course I got to pick out the colors and the decorations and the way the building looks. So I like to decorate. So that was one of my things that I do. But we wanted to be a community thing, that you don't have to pay to use the bikes. It's a service to the community, and that's what we want to promote, the McManus Trail. And people getting out, getting active, biking. So that was the initiative behind that. So that building wouldn't be tore down. It would be a place where people can go. And plus it makes to make our city proud. It's a beautiful building, and the flowers are absolutely gorgeous. So when people come down Harper Road, when they see that building that says Beckley Welcome Center, it's welcoming them to Beckley.
Awesome. And with everything that's going on, especially in Beckley right now, Fridays in the Park and things like that, I feel like this would be an easy way to help people kind of get around and look at everything.
Absolutely. So the bike share, this is our second year with the bike share. We don't think we're the only ones in Southern West Virginia to have one, and I know other towns are looking at getting bike shares, which is a wonderful program that you can take your phone, take your app, check the bike out, bring it back, and be able to see parts of Beckley. So that has been a wonderful project.
And before we started, you're talking about how this is one of very few programs like this in even the nation. So where did you really find this idea?
Well, the idea for the bike share came from Christina Kinder. She had got the information from, I think, is Willing. She presented it. But at the time, it didn't go through at that particular time. So I kind of picked it up and kind of pushed it through. Got the funding, and we worked with the Department of Energy, which paid for the bike share that we have now. We're on our second year with the Department of Energy, and now we're going to go for rad bikes. Those are e-bikes, and that's the latest thing that's coming up, or electric bikes. Because our trail systems are increasing, New River Gorge. We have Corey Lilly, who's working with the Trail and Economic Development. So we're working together to work on this next set of bikes for outdoor use on trails and inner city.
That'd be great. And so right now we have the e-conference bikes and the specialty bikes?
Yes, e-conference bike has been, there's a scripture in the Bible that says, write the vision and make it plain. So I want an e-conference bike. So I kind of put it out there. So Department of Energy, they gave me $6,500. The bike is $14,080. So now I'm working on getting some partners that help me with the rest of it. But the e-conference bike has one person that drives. You have 6 people that are looking at each other pedaling. So if you wanted to have a meeting, you get on the bike and everybody could have their meeting while they're getting exercise. Get them out the office, get them outside. They have them on Google campuses. So if you do go to YouTube, e-conference bike, and you look up the Google, you will be able to see that bike in action. We would be like in the top 20 some in the nation to have one. West Virginia has absolutely none. So I think this would be a great kickoff for especially Beckley, but for actually the state of West Virginia to have something innovative and creative projects such as the e-conference bike.
Yeah, and you're leading by example with that.
Oh, absolutely.
And I really feel that, yeah, a lot of other people could benefit from that, especially with the gorge and everything nearby.
You're talking about the gorge. At the Welcome Center, we have people from all over the country coming in for the gorge. They come to Beckley because we have a little bit better hotel situation. They want to know where the trails are. They visiting the exhibition coal mine and different sites in Beckley. They're biking. Some people bring their bikes, some people use ours. And we also have, in addition to the bike share, we have different specialty bikes. We have a whole room full of them. We have recumbent bike where you can sit down and ride. We have one with a hitch for the babies. We have like a rickshaw. So if you have a child, you want to take them down the trail, like 2 or 3, you can run them down the trail. We have trikes for seniors. They can't maybe ride a regular bike, but they can have a 3-wheel that's more stable. So we have little bitty teeny weeny bikes. So we have, and all of them have been donated, which has been absolutely awesome. So when I got the building done, I said, Lord, I don't have any bikes. So Pete Rico, I saw him with Max Toy Fund. And I said, I need some big people bike. And he said, I don't have none, but he came back with a whole trailer full of bikes. The Boy Scouts helped put them together. We have people that will come down and say, I will have a bike I want to donate. We have vintage bikes, and we display those on the outside of the building as well as on the inside of the building. So it's just been, to me, it's a community effort where people are willing to come in and say, what can we do to help? Do you need bikes? And things like that. And we don't charge anything. It's all free service. So when we have people from out of town say, well, what does it cost? I said, it costs nothing. We want you to be able to take advantage of what we've been blessed with.
That's wonderful. And you're making it accessible not only in price, but like you have different options for anybody, like regardless of their age or,
Correct.
Their status or, disability, anything, that they can still participate. So that's wonderful.
Correct. Well, in the future, I would like to get one where they can hitch up a wheelchair to the back of the bike and then they can go down the trail. Because a lot of seniors would never be able to take a bike ride without some kind of specialty bike. So we're just trying to make sure that people with disabilities or limitations can actually get out and exercise.
Wonderful. All right, so we're running up on our first break, but before we go, can you kind of plug your contact information so they know where to get in touch with you?
Our email address is ctransformproject@gmail.com. The phone number is 304-222-5532. And you can just call anytime. I'll normally answer my cell, and I'll be able to speak with you.
Awesome. All right, you guys, stay tuned. I will be right back with Vicki Webb, and we're going to talk more about what's going on in Beckley with the Community Transformation Project and the Welcome Center. Welcome back. I am here with Vicki Webb, and we're talking about the Beckley Welcome Center and the Community Transformation Project. So before we went to break, we were talking about the community garden, but you also mentioned that there is an urban garden that you're also working on.
Yes, we've been doing this for about 5 or 6 years, and actually the Washington family owns the property, and they used to have a dry cleaners and a barber shop and different businesses on that piece of property. So I asked them, could we use the property to set up an urban garden? So we have like a metal recycled projects, like we have a giraffe, we have an alligator, we got birds and birds sitting on a perch, and we have flowers. So I wanted to make that space beautiful, so when the kids looked out the window at school, they would look over and see something that made them happy. So one of the little boys, he makes his dad bring him up, and he pets the giraffe, and he said, this is our park. So they consider that their park, and they're real proud of it. We have a partnership with Ward 5 with Janine Bullock, and she helps us get flowers every year to make that space beautiful. And we get a lot of compliments on how nice it looks, and it's something that brings the community up when they see something, especially flowers, just to make it a happy place.
And where do you get the drafts and the alligators?
Well, when Tickety Boo was open, it's my favorite consignment store uptown, but they closed. But they would have a gentleman that specialized in recycling metal objects into art. So he would take an oxygen tank, and that's what our bird is. He's an oxygen tank, and he made wings. The giraffe is some kind of tank, and those type of things. But he made it out of like scrap metal and different pieces. And I'm into recycling too, because I think that if you can reuse something to make it beautiful, I think that's the way to go.
Definitely, and especially if you can use it in this is almost like a beautification project, for
yes.
the community.
West Virginia State University and Christine Kinder, they were having the bicycle wheels, so they donated bicycle wheels for there. We have bicycle wheels in front of the community center, and that was one of the themes in the city too, was the bicycle theme. So that was a blessing. So we have different objects and things that have been donated. We work with West Virginia State University Extension. They had a grant right at the beginning of COVID and lockdown, and she said nobody really wants to work with me. So I said, I'll work with you. So they donated pots and just everything you can. They gave us a riding lawnmower, and so now we can cut our own grass and do things in the community. And my goal for that one was I want to partner, and like if senior citizens can't afford to get their grass cut, that we can get a team of people that will go out and help them cut their grass at no charge. So that's one of the visions that we're working on.
So nice. And for the community garden, you said that the kids and it's kind of mostly you working on that as well. So
well, I actually have a partner.
Oh yeah, partner.
Beckley Grows with Dr. Christy Dumas. They have a Facebook group and all of that, and they actually they've kind of stepped in and basically helped me just take it over and do it. I used to do it by myself, but now they have actually their garden group. We partnered together to get to do the garden, so that has really been a blessing. Yeah. It's
wonderful you mentioned Christy Dumas too. We literally just did a story. She's the president of the Beckley Rotary Club. So
well, now on that note, I was able to speak at the Rotary, and I said we need a Rotary mobile. So I'm trying to get a bicycle built for 4, and we're going to put Rotary on the outside of it, and then that'll seat 4 people. And actually, we could use those for like Veterans Day parades. Get more families working together, biking down the trail. So I'm really excited about our partnership with the Rotary. They have actually done walking events at the Welcome Center. Dr. Dumas is scheduled. When she would have like a bike event, she would say, well, we need toiletries for the homeless. So everybody would bring something to donate to different projects or just different initiatives. And that has been just a great partnership with the Rotary and Dr. Dumas.
It sounds great. You're because the Rotary Club is dedicated to service. So
yes.
And it looks like a lot of the things you're doing are dedicated to service as well. So you're doing awesome things for Beckley and the surrounding community. So with the urban garden, are you looking for volunteers for that as well, or?
Well, I think we're good with that one. I drafted my sister. She's going to water the flowers for me. But that one's pretty well. We're situated with that one.
Yeah. And for any of these initiatives, I also ask about donations or other ways that people could help you out and get involved. Are there any?
Yeah, we need help with the bicycle built for 6. So if they want to donate toward that cause, I most gladly will take donations for that. Normally, I'm gonna be honest with you, we have never had a fundraiser since we started. We've just been blessed and fortunate to partner and work with HUD, work with the city, and not have to do that. But if we do need help with the bicycle bill for 7.
All right, out there, you guys don't need bicycles around.
Yeah, if y'all want to donate toward that cause, we'll actually the city of Beckley is our physical agent. So if they want to, just make your out to the city of Beckley, and then they'll purchase the bike for me.
So with these these awesome initiatives, as the city you mentioned a lot, they've been really supportive.
Absolutely supportive, and I think that if people are willing to get out and help I want to make our city better. So I call myself a professional volunteer. I work quite a few jobs, but I believe in volunteering and giving back to your community. Even at the Welcome Center, we do have paid staff, but I volunteer to make sure that the center is going well of my personal time. And I think that I am willing to spend my own money on a lot of projects because I believe that whatever we should do should be the best, and that we should give our all and give back. And once you give, you get.
Yeah, definitely.
To give it your time. It's like, sweat equity. Get out and, 'cause we pick, like around the community, the Welcome Center, we get out and pick up trash. I pick up trash in the community because I don't want my neighbor to have trash everywhere beside the building. So, it's a matter of just getting out and whatever you can do to make a difference.
Definitely. Because, it's your community. So,
Absolutely.
The more you help it, the more you help yourself.
Oh, absolutely. And I like beautiful stuff. So that's why we have flowers in front of the building next Beckley. We have art pieces. I don't like trash. So we make sure that looks nice when you walk up to that building. That building looks nice. Same thing at the Welcome Center. Because to me, that's a very important area to make sure that's clean, that the building looks nice, is kept up. So those type of things that I like to do just to make it beautiful.
Definitely. And I think one of the best things about West Virginia is our nature, our community, our recreation. So it definitely helps us all to keep that clean.
West Virginia people were actually some of the nicest and friendliest people.
Definitely.
Which we lived in New Jersey and I was waving. They said, we don't do that here. I said, oh, we do that in Beckley. we do wave at people, say hello. But it's just, I love West Virginia. I'm glad I'm back. I've been all over the country and I'll just soon be here back home in Beckley. So I'm glad I'm here. Sometimes you need to go where you're needed.
Yeah.
And so right now I believe that I'm needed, and so I'll be here for a little while.
Always. And I find that we always need people here that are from here, that really know the area and know what's going on, that they can address certain needs that we can kind of see that sometimes other people don't.
And then I'm gonna get back to tech. So we went from the basement of the church to tech. And so everything's set up. We got really nice spaces and things that we use. And I said, Lord, I would love to work here. So lo and behold, a friend of mine said, you need to put in for Raleigh County HISTA job as a field site coordinator. So I put in for the job and got it. And so we were at ACT and they said they needed that space back. And so I went over to the Hive and I said, can I have my office here? So they allowed me to put my office in the space that we had set up for the kids for the STEM program. So that was awesome. So I still have an office at Tech. Dr. Raymond Stewart allows me to stay in the building and have my space there, as well as a HISTA office. So I've been there 7 or 8 years now. So it's been wonderful. It's been on campus. It's just been wonderful. Good collaboration. They have an outdoor recreation department that we're going to be partnering with to doing like a video of the trail and things like that. So it's just been a great partnership with Tech.
And I imagine that, your HISTA position also gives you more access to more kids for the community transformation project.
Well, they have an opportunity if they want to need some volunteer hours, they can actually come over and volunteer.
Awesome. And a question that I always love to ask people here at the forum, if you had an unlimited amount of resources available, like somebody came and just gave you $1 billion and do whatever you need to do with the community transformation project or the Beckley Welcome Center, what are some things that you would love to see happen?
A playground in Ward 5 for the kids, because their playground goes like this, that slopes down a hill, and we have a slicky slide is like it's from the 50s. So I would like to have them a state-of-the-art playground, because there's a lot of kids that need somewhere that they can. We did the goals at the basketball court, but it's kind of uneven, but they still have one. So things like that to bring up that recreation piece there, and so that would be one of my main focuses would be to get those kids a playground, a new basketball court. Things like that, so we could have nice recreation areas to try to keep them out of trouble and give them something to do.
Definitely, because my favorite thing as a kid was being outside, and I'm sure these kids would love to be outside too.
Absolutely.
Just need somewhere to go.
Yes.
Awesome. Let's see what else we have here. You said you were going to work with WVU Tech for the video for the trail.
Yeah, I'm going to work with. I haven't called Joshua yet. His name's Joshua. But I have a GoPro, so I wanted them to actually go down the trail, do the video, and then we could do like a little voiceover. So we have a TV in the Welcome Center, so scroll so people can actually see what the trail looks like once they go on it. So it's just a couple of ideas I have that we can get done.
Awesome. And it could kind of be a twofer. You incorporate the bikes into it. You know,
Yes.
Everybody's going down the trail, and then also
absolutely.
promote the trail.
Absolutely. So yeah, that's one of our things is to promote the trail and have groups. One of my staff, her name's Audra. She has a wonderful idea. She wanted to do like a different type of walks. So you would have groups of people, or you could even have church groups come walk and pray, go down the trail, or you want to do a kids walk or a kids bike event. So those are some of the things we want to try to incorporate.
Wonderful. All right. Well, we are going to have to wrap it up here in a second, but one more time for the people out there, can you just plug your contact information so they can get in touch with you?
Okay, ctransformproject@gmail.com and phone number 304-222-5532.
Right. Well, thank you so much for joining us here at the forum and giving us all this good information. And thank you all for joining us this Sunday. Be sure to tune in next Sunday where we talk to another community leader and local success story about important things happening here in Southern West Virginia. You guys have a happy Sunday.
Well, thank you, ma'am.